In regards to the very recent interview with the lady, I suppose, expert, who claimed that there is a social group called Christian nationalists who is completely confused as to the origins of human rights and responsibilities and where the law originates from, and where those rights and responsibilities originate from as a basis of the law of the country, right? She claimed that they are confused because, as she described, they believe in some higher power, meaning God, as the source of those, whereas she said they completely forgot, those Christian nationals, that the source of laws and responsibilities is the government. So this shocked many people, and allow me to remind everyone why it's so shocking, because I feel like this such basic for our civilization fact and formula and philosophical, cultural and political thought is not any longer presented to our youngsters at schools and at universities. And so can the supposed expert come and sort of demolish it in front of the journalists who should know better how inadequate this description is. All of the descriptions she used, starting from the Christian nationals. I'm not sure still what that means, but that's the secondary matter in this specific video here, because I want to remind everyone about this little idea and concept that has been popularized and has been sort of continued and has been present continually through our culture and civilization and philosophy, and generally thought throughout the centuries, sort of, let's say, in the Western culture, is the concept of natural law. And this is the concept that was picked up by Greek philosophers, and from then every age sort of dwelt over that concept and added something to it, all the way until 18th century, where, for example, new countries like United States took that thought, which was so alive, right? In those fathers of, let's say, of the United States and the philosophers of the time, that they put this and embellished and very clear in the Declaration of Independence. But that's not only in the United States. European countries also used it, and made it a very important part of their constitutions over later on 19th and 20th century. Why? Because this thought is so very much alive in us. And because this thought, and you don't have to be a religious person, that's the first thing. We can immediately collapse the argument of the supposed national Christians, whatever that means, because the natural law is this transcendental idea that doesn't require belief. There is just the understanding of the quality and sort of uniqueness of humans. And sort of because of that, there is access to certain transcendental concepts, archetypes, maybe we could also say, that exist in nature. Not above, in the word above in heaven, in nature. And over the years, over the centuries, our thinkers, our philosophers, but also regular people have talked about it, thought about it, and deeply felt that reality of existence of those rights and responsibilities. Now, of course, not the government creates the laws, but the government tries to create the system that is possibly the closest, and it's usually through democratic system, to be the closest to natural laws, because governments come and go. Because if you say the government creates law, you put the government to the same status as some king god, some ultimate carrier of ultimate truth. And how can this be if the government, really how this should be perceived, is a, let's say, institution that organically appears from the society to represent society and work on behalf of society, usually too big society to, I don't know, run daily, weekly or monthly meetings and regulating various complex laws. And that government only operates for certain period of time because it is accountable through the elections towards the people, the community it serves. But it's definitely not the ultimate institution that creates the rights and the regulations and laws. And if this is so easily forgotten by the supposed expert and completely accepted by the, graduates of journalism, which, that's the degree that should really open you up to the history of thought, right? But if it's so easily accepted and promoted, the only thing it can remind me is, and I'm Polish, and I remember the dying times of communism, and I know a lot about communism. I've studied that topic, when I was at university myself. It reminds me the moral and intellectual collapse in communism. How can this be that these people are invited and this type of thought is promoted nowadays? It is beyond scary. It is a tragedy. And we really need to talk about it and not let it slide just because, I don't know, for whatever reason. I know our lives are hard and I don't want to diminish it. I understand. Believe me, I understand. And humbly, I might not even fully understand. There might be people for sure living much tougher lives than my own. But this is, I think, this is almost reaching the bottom line. What else is underneath? Saying that humans mean nothing, saying that humans are equal to, I don't know, with what? That they don't have much value? Well, that is dangerous. That's returning in the dangerous area. But that's something maybe we'll talk in the next video, if you wish to listen. Bye-bye.